I found just a piece of a pattern that I've cut out, so it's got straps meet there. I'm going to come around, put little darts in there. So I'm just going to cut out that now. So what I've actually bought, I'm petrified to use it, I just need to do it. Right. Let's have a go at these bad boys. So we're on our cutting mat. So that was as quick as that. So that was my little purchase of the week off Amazon. I'll leave the link below. So that's the suedette. I've picked out the similar colour to that because it's got the colour actually in this thread here. So that's how I'm going to pick that out. I'm just going to get my zipper foot on and sew down these lines. I've just cut the template out of the bag. There's no point in ironing that on. I'll keep that for another project. I just wanted this as a basic shape. I can't decide whether I'm going to go around still. So I'm just going to cut to the front and back pieces the same size. I've got a collection now. I've done some strips of lace, leopard print yarn, leathers, black lace. Found some black feathers. Some black embellishments, pearls, some more pearls, and I'm just having a play around now with the front of the bag. And I'm just sewing them, adding bits of lace, bits of leatherette. You sew with your right sides towards the front of your bag, and all I'm doing is adding on this row. Yeah, so the shiny side down. So this row will come up front. So whatever you wanted the front to put on first. Then the next row, I've run out of those. The next row, whatever you want to put on in the middle. So I think I'm going to do 3 rounds, so we'll see. And I'm finishing just under the waistband there. So just push that down to the waistband. Reverse stitch. My favourite piece, cut off stitch. And then shift it around. Start again. So this round I'm using the lace, but I've also got some leopard print yarn. They're all about 7 inches I've cut up to. So I'll start with those. These are doubled up, so just grab the middle. I think so, just under. Pop your needle down, a couple of stitches, lift your needle, and so a normal organised person would have it all nice and neat. That's not me. So that's the front done, for the seam anyways at least. I'm going to now just pop the back on so we get the right sides together. And then what you're going to do is probably just do it this way, is it? Make sure you tuck everything in. If you've got too much, you can bring it up the top because we're not sewing over the top of the bag. Go in between some of the thicker bits if you can on there. Alright, so I'm just going to go all the way around and then I'm going to sew it. So that's the bag complete from the outer. So what I do now with the linings, it's always better probably to do them after you've got your main bag made, because each time it'll just change the shape slightly. So I've just found some fabric. Now I'm looking for, because I don't really want to do a lot of lining things, the best type is a little bit thicker. This maybe could do with a lining, but we'll see. A little bit thicker, and it's nice little spotty fabric. And I don't want to put the lining up to the top because it's already thick. So I'm just going to put the lining and sew it in my hand, sew that there to, you know. So that's the pattern. That's the actual size of the bag. So I'll be putting, oh no, that's where I'll be putting my clasp. Will I put, yeah, I'll put the clasp down here because the button's there. Round about there. So I'm just cutting this out of the fabric. I'm going to find the centre, and then 10 centimetres down from the top, I'm just going to put a line. That's where I'm going to put the pocket. And a little bit further up, that's where I'm going to put the clasp. So that's going to be the top of the pocket there. And that'll be the clasp. And this is just going to be the pocket. I would say, I can't remember how many centimetres it was now. About 20 centimetres by the look of it. Just whatever you want, really. So I've just done a stitch around, snipped it, the scallop scissors. I'm just going to turn it and do a top stitch around. Right, I've done the linings. I'm just going to find a little piece of fabric that's got interfacing on the back. That'll just secure your buttons. I found a little bit of leather, anything to reinforce the back. I've got some that I already had that I've used off, you know, cutting the box bottoms of a bag. So anything scraps you can find, just keep for doing the backs of your buttons, the reinforcements. And I'll just have to make a little tub, another tub, to keep them in. A little funny. One side done. Same again. For the other side. Where's the little mark? Opposite end. Just push them down. I'll take that to the machine now and sew down the top each side. Pressing right sides together. Scared. I'm scared. So already I can see that I forgot to put the lace on the inner side, but that's fine because I'm going to do it now anyway. So this is the bag. Now I don't know if I like these little leather straps, so let me just get it all pulled out. Proper leather handles, so I don't know how to fasten them on yet. I don't know whether to make it like a belt looking, which could be smart because there was extra bits in, or just fold that up. I think I'll just fold that up and fasten it onto there from the outside. Got your top of the closures there. I'm just going to fold in the side of your bag, tuck it in, the lining, open it out. It's possibly still too long, is it? I'm just going to pop my hand. So that's the bottom. And that goes, oh, nice. Nice fit, side to side. That's a good little fit there. So it's just this top piece now. So I'm just going to jiggle and wriggle. So I got bored with doing it by hand. So just took it. So now I want to look at the putting on the straps, which I'm absolutely chuffed to bits about these. And because I've got a little bit of a seam there that I wanted to cover up, and then there's the flap there, so I'm thinking of just popping that over there and then sewing that down there. I wondered if I could do that on the machine. Am I pushing it? Starting with a felt base, I'm going to glue and sew mostly. It's a teardrop shape, so I'm just going to start and give it that kind of shape. Just going to get some bits and stick them on. So everything's going to be falling down this way. As well, if you were doing a brooch, you would have to probably do it the other way up. I suppose it wouldn't really matter, but because this is going on a bag, the bottom of the bag's bigger, so I want it to come down in that direction. And all I'm going to do now is just have a little mooch about and see what I want to add. So this I want it to come down a little bit further than the rest. So anything that you think's going to be flatter at the back or at the sides. I do have thumb protectors in there. We'll just roll with this, I think, for now. So with your ribbons, it's all flat things first. So you're going for ribbon, lace, and then we can cut these, if you want them, cut them shorter later on. But we'll just keep adding on. This is some of the, I'll use that one, I think. So it will be a bit messy because I'm not I am not the neatest. And then I don't want that edge to be like this. So I want that covered up eventually. Also, this, if you see these knocking about, it's like a PVC. That's a nice backdrop for a brooch if you wanted the background to pop. So you could have that behind, but it'd probably take away from my design, and my design's quite dark. So I just tuck that in a little bit there. I had started making what do you call them, tassels as well. So I think they'll be nice. I'm going to put these in the tassels, but I want, you know, the things that go on the top. I sent for them, but they were that small, so probably be all right for this. So maybe make a little one and then put it down here. Try that, do you think? So I don't want it to be too much the same. Should I just add that to there? I think I'll just add that to there. So now things are starting to get a bit shorter. So this is the way up that I'm going now. Could do a bit more crinkled. Who doesn't love a sticky glue session in the mornings? Surprising what you have what you have lying about. I have started making up little kit boxes, like for slow stitching and things that I'll be putting together. Possibly these kind of things, if you want them ready made, just pop me a message and I'll try, and if you nip over to my Etsy shop, see what I've got happening on there. I'll try and leave the links below of all my Etsy shop. But I've been doing a little bit of well, not been doing, I've always done a little bit of embroidery and mindful sewing. So I don't really want to cut this. So I'll fasten them. These were off some glasses, I think, yeah. So luckily they've got your little clasps, so you can take them. And then join them together. handful of glue there. Let that set. Oh, come on. That's better than sticking to my fingers, isn't it? A little feather. So with the pearls, I don't want them to hang all down to the same level, so I'm just going to, I need to take that one off, I think. That's it. And you'll have a little clean up later on when all the glue sets. It's fun sitting picking it off your fingers for the rest of the day. I quite like these little pieces as well. So you know, there is, you just get everything and all sorts. Another little piece of lace, do you think, there? Yeah, you've got to be mindful as well of the weight. So we don't want to put too much, but I want to be able to build it up so like you can't see the raw edges down here. Anything like that I'll probably trim off. And then with the pearls, I just kind of want to loop them up and around. That might be a case of putting a stitch in rather than the glue. So what I will do then is I'm just going to glue everything, and then before I use it I'm just going to, I'll put a few, you know, I'll just put a few stitches in from behind to the front, and then just let it, once it's set, the glue set, I'm just going to put some thick stitching through, probably just a couple of blacks, maybe stitching. So I'm going to start to hold that up, and because it's, the blue is going to be on the denim behind, it's not going to look too bad. Now the piece that I'm using, this is going onto the leather strap bag, so I've got, instead of using the belt going round, I've put it in shreds. So I could have done with just using like a nod to the leather. So I think I'm going to hope that'll definitely need sewing into place there. So I found a lovely brooch. I think I'm just going to leave that on the back. And it does hang, which way? Hangs that way. So I'm just going to lift that out of the way. Put a lot of blob, a lot of blob, and push that up to the front. And if there's anything that you don't like about it, then you can always take it off and do something else. So I'm looking at that now, and I'm a bit of a is more kind of for these embellishments. Still not sure about the pearls, so probably what I'll do is now I'll put this on in that middle bit there, because why not? I'll put this on. I was looking at doing the thing, but I think that's just overkill now. Maybe that later on. And then that could maybe... Looks like it's the buckle. Oh no, not the glue. Appears we have run out. Try not to get any glue on the top of that. Okay, so that'll do me for now. I'm going to sit and stare at it for an hour and decide if I want to add anything else, and then we'll get on doing the tassel. I should have had it that way, really. Show you.